good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. And for today's shoe, we actually have a very special package, which is the Nike Air Trainer 1 and Travis Scott in the gray haze colorway. So something else important to note is that this silhouette in both colorways and the two Air Maxes actually debuted at the Astroworld Festival. And if you guys see my original Travis Scott Air Max 1 video, I was able to cop that pair the day before the Travis Scott Festival. And due to the tragedy on that Friday of the festival, Nike decided to scrap their sneakers past release of the Air Max 1 Saturn Golds, as well as canceling the release of the Air Trainer 1s and the general release of the Air Max 1. So now we recently got it, and now I'm here to show you guys the details of this shoe, because to me, I definitely think, aside from the situation that happened, these are overall a dope shoe. And I know a lot of people are hating both colorways, but I think the gray haze is the better out of the two. There's only one thing I dislike about it, that the wheat pair does better. But anyways, let's just get right into the box details. So now, starting off with the top of the lid, as you guys can see right here, we have our Cactus Corporation logo on the lid. Then when we go into this side of the shoe, we have our sticker tag right there. Then when you go around, we just have some Nike logos here and there, as well as a Cactus Corporation logo on the back of the lid. So just to briefly go over the sticker tag real quick, it says Air Trainer 1 CJ for Cactus Jack. And the colorway shown is gray haze and olive ora canvas. And I went true to size with this shoe, and personally for me, it does have that beautiful tight snug fit, but it's not uncomfortable, so it's exactly what I wanted. So I would personally recommend to go true to size. And now when we open our lid, we have our Cactus Corporation wax tissue paper, and then we have our regular white tissue paper, and then finally we have these babies right here. And again, I know a lot of people dislike the shoe, especially because of the shroud, but we're gonna get into that for a second. So for right now, let me know what you guys think about this sneaker in the comment section down below, and let's just get right into the details, y'all. So first of all, I'm gonna focus on the shroud, and personally for me, I think that this is a very dope concept, and if you don't like it, you could easily take it off. But what's really dope about this is the fact that it'll protect you from the rain, from dirt, from smog, from anything that can just dirty your shoe. I don't think that it's waterproof, but I do think that it's water resistant, which is enough to protect you from those things. And I actually think I'm gonna eventually do a live test on these and go to an actual concert with these shoes on in order to see how protective they really are. But due to the very durable materials, I think that it'll be very fine. Now let's take off the shroud and see what's under. So first I'm gonna unbutton all of these real quick and see exactly what's under this shoe. So there's about maybe 9. I didn't actually count, but I do think that it's 9 in total. And we have this right here, which is really dope. So there's actually instructions on how to actually fold it properly and put it into the stash pocket. And I bet some of you guys did not know that this actually came with a stash pocket. But me being me, I'm not gonna read anything on the instructions. I'm just gonna show y'all the extra detailings right there with the Cactus Jack and Nike logos. And what's really dope about this is the fact that it's dependent on size. And I think there's even a patent number right there for this creation, which is really dope and shows that Nike's really about their business and they don't want nobody to be copying their swag. And of course, this is not the first sneaker that Nike has ever made with a shroud, but I think this may be the first one where it's removable like this. But I think with the other shrouds, you actually had to cut it open in order to see underneath the shoe, and that's why I think that this concept is dope. And if I'm wrong about that, please put that in the comment section down below so that I can see it and definitely be corrected. So guys, now when we go onto the top of the tongue first, this is usually not where I start, but since the stash pocket is right there, I'm definitely gonna go into it. So we have a zipper right here, and once we just open it, I mean, you could put other stuff in there, but obviously I'm just gonna put this shroud so you guys can see the entire shoe. And again, to me, I think that this is a very dope shoe. There's only one thing I think they went wrong with, which they did correct on the wheat colorway. But anyways, I'll get into that into a second. And guys, once you take the silhouette off, you can definitely see that this is a Nike Air Trainer with some Travis Scott touches to it. And a lot of people were complaining that this sneaker is really ugly, and if it didn't have the Travis Scott stamp to it, then you probably wouldn't bang with it. And although I may agree with some points of that, I definitely don't think that was the purpose of this shoe creation right here. Nike is a business, and with some sneakers that they are putting out right now, some people might not even know what an Air Trainer is. So they use big celebrities and big collaborators like Travis Scott and J Balvin to kind of push these items so that the people who can't hit these sneakers can actually get the general release pair. But it's definitely interesting that they didn't use an OG Air Trainer colorway on any of these. But guys, my perspective of this release was that they just wanted to broaden the audience on the Nike Air Trainer 1s, because I don't think any of them are selling out right now. So with this release, I think Nike's main goal was to have more people buy into Air Trainer 1. It's not necessarily this Travis Scott release. So if you guys want to call it bricks or whatever, I think that's not a bad thing necessarily. A lot of people can't even get one Travis Scott shoe. Like, I've been fortunate to hit a bunch of them, but a lot of people haven't been that lucky lucky. So I think that this is actually a great entry point for people who really want a Travis Scott sneaker. So for people who are actually Travis Scott fans and they can't afford to pay the high resales for his sneakers, they finally have an entry point because these are going for about retail or under retail now on Gold and StockX and all the other platforms. So I personally think that this is a good thing that these are bricks. And you know, I really enjoy this colorway. I think it's better than the brown one. And this is definitely something, again, that I'll wear to a concert and definitely rage in. And I'll definitely be the one to test if these will survive in a rage or not. So now going on to the toe box of the shoe, you can see that it's actually made out of this kind of canvas material. And the entire upper is pretty much canvas material other than these grip areas on the mudguard as well as the back heel areas. And then on the mudguard, you can also see the 3 buttons that the Shroud connects to at the front. And now when we go into the top of the shoe, you can actually see that we have this Cactus Corporation logo right here, but it's actually a Velcro strap that can slightly tighten the shoe. I don't think that it tightens too much, but it's definitely somewhat functional right there. And now when we go into the laces, you can actually see that the laces are yellow, similar to the Cactus Corporation logo. And it also has some green hits to it, which is also similar to that green logo right there. Now when we go into the top of the tongue, now you can actually see that we have our Cactus Corporation logo right there, which, as I mentioned in the Air Max 1 video 6 months ago, I think that this is a really dope logo, and I think they should definitely keep making more collaborations with this logo on it. Some people don't like it, but personally for me, I definitely think that it's something dope. So now when we focus onto the lateral side, here comes some of the details that I think Nike fumbled on. So I think that this yellow right here is pretty dope and adds a pop to it. However, do you guys even see this Nike check right here? It is so translucent. It is basically an empty Nike check with some yellow stitching around it. And I think this is the one thing that they got wrong with this release. I definitely think that Nike check should have been more visible, similar to the brown ones, how they have that kind of brown Nike check on this side. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much about that. And then now when we go into the back heel area, we have a couple details right here. So this is very similar to the Air Trainer 1. However, the original Air Trainer silhouette does not have a zipper, and it obviously does not have that Cactus Corporation logo right there. And unfortunately, this zipper right here is not functional at all. So it does open, but there's no way that you can actually enter anything inside there. It's just there for aesthetic purposes. There's nothing really that you could put in there, which, you know, is kind of disappointing, but we also have our stash pocket anyways, so it's not a big deal. And now finally, when we go onto the medial side of the shoe, this is where things get a little different. So we actually do get more of that grip feeling material all over the medial side. And then we also have, which is standard to basically every Travis Scott now, the reverse Nike check right there, which is pretty dope. Now when looking on the insole of the shoe, I'm not gonna be able to show you guys too much of it because it's pretty glued in there and I don't want to rip the insole at all. So it's basically a grid shaped insole with a green Nike logo right there. Then now when going on to the midsole, guys, we have the same kind of Air Trainer midsole right there, so there's nothing special about that. However, when we go into the outsole of the shoe now, this is where things get pretty interesting. So we do have that small Nike logo, which is standard to all of the Air Trainers. However, this bottom grip of the shoe is definitely completely different from all of the OG Air Trainers, which is pretty interesting. And I think that this is something that Nike's trying to include on future models because it actually has a US patent number right there, and it actually says that it is number 3793750. I don't know what's the purpose of this grip. Maybe this is a new pattern that Nike found to have more grip than like a herringbone traction pattern, but who knows? I'm not too sure because I haven't worn the shoe out yet. So maybe I'll give you guys an update review and see how this grip actually works in the outside world. And guys, that's pretty much gonna conclude the review of the shoes because this other shoe is the same exact thing. It doesn't come with any other laces. So now let's get into this on for look, alright? Alright, y'all, so that's going to conclude the overall review as well as the on for look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And to be honest, guys, I think that this is a very dope collaboration and that this colorway is the better color out of the two. But guys, I definitely don't think the purpose of this collaboration was to make a super bomb collaboration with limited stock. I think that Nike wanted to give people a chance to actually have a pair of Travis Scotts and also bring more awareness to the Air Trainer. So I think overall that this is a very dope collaboration between Nike and Travis Scott themselves. So guys, let me know what you think about this shoe in the comment section down below. And other than that, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.